Yahoo! Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to the Aquarian Adepts, my platform to become your spiritual server. And welcome, Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, and Cancer Rising, to your first half of July 2018 report. Thanks so much for joining me. And in this video, I am probably going to be mostly just pulling cards. It's going to be kind of just like, I just have the feeling to just kind of pull cards and just kind of randomly, not even necessarily do any particular spread, although I might do my story arc spread during this. But I just have the feeling to just kind of go with the flow and just pull cards. And I'm an astro nerd, so I'm going to bring up astrology at some point during this video, Cancer. But you're actually the first video I'm making for the July reports, at least part one of them. So it is your birthday period, so happy birthday, happy solar day, happy star day, whatever you really want to call it. I think Dolo calls it flight day, which is actually a really applicable one. It's also the time where you are kind of getting this rekindling, this rebirth. So I almost want to say happy Phoenix Day. But anyways, like I said, I'm going to be just pretty much just drawing cards. I'm going to be using the Shadowscapes Tarot, which I've been using quite a bit. I'm probably also at some point going to be using my Sacred Traveler Oracle deck, and I probably will also be drawing a healing card from my color healing deck. So yeah, this is just going to be a kind of full-on comprehensive reading. Probably, I would say, you could say this is probably will be applicable for the whole month of July. I think when I do these reports for the signs, you're not really going to know what you're going to get each month, you know, but I want to make sure I put out videos for all the signs. So for the first part of the July reports, it's going to be mostly tarot. So let's just go ahead and hop into it. Actually, before I even shuffle this deck, let's just cut it and see what card is right here. Look at that, beautiful. We have the Ace of Wands beginning things off. This is definitely about reigniting who you are. This is definitely about you just kind of rekindling a passion, a deep one that you're really wanting to bring forth and manifest. The Ace of Wands, super powerful to just cut the deck and automatically pull this card. You know, the sun is in your sign, so this is the time where you are going through a rebirth and a transformation. Anytime it's your birthday, it's really your rebirth day. Anytime you reach the spot again, anytime the sun reaches that spot, it's your rebirth day. That's why I like to think of it as, you know, almost like your Phoenix Day. It's the day where over the past year, you kind of like you examine the energies and all the experiences that you've gone through, and then by the time your birthday comes back around, you're being reborn from the ashes like the phoenix. So happy Phoenix Day, Cancer. You are being reborn. Alright, let's get into the rest of this reading. I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm just going to kind of be in the moment, be in the flow, and just go with whatever I am called to do. Alright guys, so let's see what we got here. Happy Canada Day for those who are viewing in Canada, and happy 4th of July for those who are viewing here in America. And happy Earth Day to those who are viewing all over the world, because every day is Earth Day. Anytime a card comes somewhat perpendicular or diagonal, I always pull it out. Just because usually that's a signal to me that that card wants to be pulled. And when that card just flipped over, let's draw a couple more cards for this round and see what we have working with. Alright, for my beautiful Cancers. I like to think of it as can cure. I think that's actually the proper pronunciation. I think it's can cure. It probably actually is cancer, but now that that word is really associated with the disease, when people think of cancer, they don't think of healing. They think of something that's ravaging our human population. That's why I think that we should really say it's can cure. We have the World card, and we have one more card that just flew out. Alright. So let's look at these cards right here. So these cards right here are obviously together. The World's over here. This is the card that fell on the floor. The card that fell on the floor is the Page of Cups. This is you, Cancer. You are wanting to bring healing to the world, an emotional understanding, an emotional connection. The Page of Cups is someone who wants to connect emotionally to others and the world around them, but maybe they're having difficulty doing it. Maybe because it's like, hey guys, we have to address this emotional realm. We have to address the emotional body. So Cancer, you are naturally an emotional sign. That's what people would, describe you as. But you are also cardinal water, which means that you know more so than any other sign how to direct emotion, how to water bend, as I like to say. So it's like the world might not necessarily understand you, and the world might try and paint you as being super emotional and super in your feelings. The truth is that you understand the power of water. You understand the power of directing emotion and just how much energy that can produce. Look at hydroelectric plants, how the current of that water and how we direct it through these particular turbines actually creates energy for us. In many ways, that's kind of, if you can learn to almost become like a hydroelectric plant, you will be a manifesting machine, Cancer, because you will know how to direct this water into particular turbines within your body, within your emotional body, that will create electricity or energy, and that will allow you to really hyper manifest things into your reality. We also have to consider that, Uranus is in Taurus, which for you is going to be what? Your 11th house, right? So this is definitely, you definitely are wanting to find your place in the world, because Aquarius, while this card is actually ruled by Capricorn, in many ways we're thinking about society, right? And the world as far as, people go. So you're wanting to have these more stimulating conversations. You're wanting to connect deeper with other people emotionally, but people might not necessarily be getting it. So you're kind of coming at this with the Page of Cups energy, where you're innocent, maybe even a little naive, but your heart's in the right place. That's what I feel. We have to also consider that, the North Node is in your 2nd house, which is you are starting to value your heart more. You're starting to value your passions more. You're starting to value following and listening to your heart more. So by the time that the North Node comes into your sign, you're really going to be able to show the world how to heal and how to direct this emotional energy. Then when the North Node comes into Cancer, that's when we are all learning how to waterbend more proficiently. And you, Cancer, are going to be able to teach people how to do this. We have the Queen of Swords, and this can definitely be a person. This can be a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius. Let's look at the other cards right here for other clarity. We have the Nine of Cups, and we also have the Six of Pentacles. I think what this is that this Queen of Swords for you is potentially a mentor, and this is a mentor that seems to have figured it out. This is a mentor that seems to have figured out life, or at least from your perspective. And this could be, and this mentor can come in many different shapes, honestly. It might not necessarily be someone who's older than you. It might actually be someone who's younger than you. But this Queen of Swords, and it doesn't necessarily have to be an air sign, it could just be someone who has air sign qualities, and we all have air in us. So they might just have a propensity towards air. Maybe they have their Venus or their Mercury in an air sign. But this person has achieved some level of success with the Nine of Cups, some level of emotional fulfillment, where they feel like they can just cheers to the moment because the moment is beautiful. But they also have the Six of Pentacles, so they seem to, they have attained this level of success and this level of emotional fulfillment. And with the Six of Pentacles, they seem like they're a very giving person, that they actually have the ability to be charitable because they have actually set their life up in a way to where they're not only fulfilling their own needs, but literally their cup overfloweth. The great thing about the Nine of Cups is that it can definitely be someone who is caught up in their level of success and maybe even become disillusioned by it and become lazy because they have reached a certain pinnacle. But with the Six of Pentacles, this is literally someone whose cup overfloweth and they're able to really give freely. I think this is a person who is going to become a great mentor to you the month of July. an air sign or someone who has quite a bit of air in their chart. And it could very well be an Aquarius because, you know, Uranus is, like I said, in your 11th house, which is naturally ruled by Aquarius. And Uranus naturally rules Aquarius. So it definitely could be an Aquarius or someone who has quite a bit of Aquarian energy that's going to kind of become a mentor to you, or at least show you someone who has attained this level of emotional fulfillment and is able to give. And maybe this is necessarily someone who's able to give millions of dollars to charity. Maybe this is just someone who's able to provide a token here and there of gratitude to other people's existence. Literally, just like someone who might seem less fortunate than them, they might offer a token of gratitude for them by offering a hand of help, because this person whom they are helping is actually allowing them to evolve in some way, shape, or capacity. So it's a mutual relationship between this person and whoever they are helping, whoever they are giving to. That person could very well be you. Cancer, what I'm seeing here is that you are really learning the power of emotion, and you're no longer going to be falling susceptible to this whole, oh, Cancer, you're just so emotional, you're just so into your feels. You're going to be like, damn right I'm into my feels. Damn right I'm into my feels. Y'all need to learn how to water bend. Because y'all don't know how to water bend. Y'all don't know how to direct these emotions. Y'all don't know how to direct this flow, you know? Whereas Scorpio's fixed water, which represents, like I said, the water chakra, and Pisces, which is the water itself. Cancer, you have a very unique position to where literally, why do you think Cancer is called, you know, the medic in many ways? It's the clerical. If I were to give Cancer a class within like an RPG, it is definitely the medic. It's definitely the one who brings the healing energy, the comfort. So Cancer, there's nothing wrong with seeking security and comfort and wanting to have better relationships with family and friends, and of course with your children, and of course having a better relationship with your childhood. I think that's also really important, is that while the sun is in your sign, especially when the North Node comes into your sign later this year, you're going to develop a better relationship with your childhood. Because the funny thing is that people think that their relationship with their childhood ends when they become an adult, but that is not the case, because that child that was you, that is you still, exists in this very moment. I make it a point in my life to speak to myself, to my future self and my past self, and tell myself, you are beautiful, you are able, you are worthy, you will make it through this. I am a testament to the fact that you made it through this. It will be very powerful for you, Cancer, this July, especially while the sun is still in your sign, to, even if it seems crazy, to talk to your younger self. If you have like a picture of your younger self, it will augment this and make it more powerful. But even if you close your eyes and just envisioned it, talking to your younger self, and actually strengthening the connection to your childhood. Irregardless of what's happened, we all have had traumas. We all have a past. We all have skeletons in the closet. But if you can develop a more positive relationship with your childhood, it will actually propel you, and it will even free up dormant superpowers that you have, Cancer. It'll just free it up. Let's see what else we have here, because this is actually really interesting. I'm really curious to know, because of course, you know, we have this solar eclipse that's happening in your sign, so at 20 degrees no less, opposed Pluto. I can't wait to make the video on that. This July is going to be insane. I like to think of it as, I kind of have a couple of terms for it. I call it, it's like we're going to a spiritual chiropractor, which is very applicable because even though, like I said, the solar eclipse is happening in Cancer, it's opposing Pluto, which is in Capricorn, which rules the bones. So it's like we're going to a chiropractor. It's also kind of like we're going to, it's almost like a spiritual adjustment bureau. And I've never actually seen that movie, but I know the premise of it, and that's kind of what it feels like. Kind of feels like even our life and our spiritual journey is being adjusted by the universe, so we're in the right place when we need to be. There's a card that actually flipped up here. There's a couple of cards that flipped up here. Beautiful cards actually that came up. Alright, here's the bottom card too. So the bottom card on the deck is actually the King of Cups. We actually also have the Queen of Pentacles, and we also have the Death card, which in this deck, it actually shows it as a phoenix. You are being reborn. I don't really know what else to say. The Queen of Pentacles can definitely be a person, but I also see this in many ways as kind of Uranus being in Taurus, which, like I said, for you is your 11th house, and Taurus is an earth sign. I like to equate Taurus to Gaia in the earth. So I think what's happening here is that you are going through this transformational period where you are no longer attaching yourself to these old ideas that you are too emotional, you are too into your feelings, right? And yes, we can get caught up in that realm, absolutely. We can make mountains out of molehills, absolutely. But Cancer, there's a reason why you do it. It's because it affects the spiritual realm, and you understand the magnitude of emotions and feeling and everything that's happening. But since you're a cardinal water, you want to do something about it. You want to direct this emotion and this flow into a particular way. It's incredible. Rivers have a flow, and they say just go with the flow, but at the same time, rivers are in a particular place for a certain reason on this earth. Otherwise, rivers would be everywhere. But in this is kind of a weird way. You have to kind of like just think about it a little bit. Even though a river might seem like it has a flow and it's going with the flow, it's carved out land in a particular place because of particular circumstances that have happened. So the cool thing about you, Cancer, is that you know how to direct this flow. I think what's happening here is that you really are going to come into a period where you are feeling more into your value and you're feeling like you can give back. But with the Queen of Pentacles here, you have two queens. You have two queens. You also have, well, you have three core cards all together because you have the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the Page of Cups. You have two major Arcana cards with the World card and the Death card. And the Nine of Cups and Six of Pentacles. Is essentially your world is being reborn. And this literally is like, the sun in your sign. So you are really actually being reborn. But it's like you're tapping more into your power. Excuse me, you have four core cards because you have the King of Cups. This is almost like I'm not feeling that this is a person. I'm feeling like this is the masculine version of you. Whether you are viewing this, whether you identify as man or woman. This is that masculine version of you. This is that yang version of you. This is that aqua yang version of you that is compassionate, understanding. I like to think of the King of Cups as the king that when someone comes into his atrium where his throne is and they're asking for help, the King of Cups, as compared to most of the other kings, is compassionate, understanding, lets them in, clothes them, gives them food, gives them water, takes care of them first, and then asks what their issues are. Whereas the King of Swords is always wondering if they have an ulterior motive. The King of Pentacles might be worried about, their financial level and might be a little focused on that and what they're able to, manifest. And the King of Wands is a little bit kind of like the King of Cups, but they're more or less like, how can you benefit me? The King of Cups is naturally inclusive. This will be a great month for you, Cancer, to really be inclusive of your inner child, I'm really feeling your childhood. I'm really feeling that if you make a connection to your child, in your inner child, that you will have an incredible month of really great healing. I think this will be an incredible month of great healing. And already since the eclipse is in your sign, you're going to feel this super powerfully because it's at 20 degrees too. It's going to be super powerful. Think about it. 2, which is already emotion, it's ruled by the moon in many ways. And then 0, which is a placeholder. So whatever you put in that placeholder is going to manifest. Whatever you put in that placeholder is going to manifest. Okay? Make sure you're putting something there that's like really uplifting and positive. Let's draw one card for this from the Sacred Traveler, Oracle, and then I'm going to draw a healing card as well. So Might adjust my camera so I bring it down a little bit so you can see, because I feel like I'm having to sit up a bit. Alright, let's see what's on the bottom of here. Wow, we have grounding. Go deep, explore your roots. This is perfect because you have the Queen of Pentacles in this reading. And like I said, I'm just really feeling that Uranus and Taurus in your 11th house is really important. And even though the 11th house is about people, the only way that you're going to connect with people and heal others is by healing yourself. So get grounded. Explore your roots. Explore your childhood. Explore what invigorated your younger self. Explore what brought a spark and a smile to that younger self of you. Right? Go deep, explore your roots. Maybe this might be a good time in July where you do one of those DNA tests where you find out where you're from. That might be a cool thing to do. I've been wanting to do one of those. And I've heard that they're not necessarily the most accurate because they're based off of who has submitted information, but you gotta start somewhere. I want to know where I'm from. Cancer is my 8th house, so I want to know where I'm from. I feel like it will transform my life in many ways, even if I'm it'd be cool to go to that place. Explore your roots. Go deep. Go within. Seek within. Love yourself. Be yourself. Love all of yourself. Dark and light. You are being reborn. As of the time that I'm making this, the sun is at 11 degrees. So this is like a beautiful manifestation point. I wanted to make sure that I made Cancer's video first. Not only because it's your birthday period, but especially when I looked up on Planet Watcher and I saw that it was at 11 degrees, I just knew that this would be a very powerful reading if I made yours first at this particular moment. So, let's draw a healing card, and then we'll get out of this video. I kind of like this free form, just pulling cards and seeing what comes out. It's like, because I know I can feel, because as a fellow water sign, I know that you're going through some things and you're going through some healing because people don't necessarily understand. You actually got 2 healing cards. We have Indigo, which is improve your vision, and we have Magenta, which is connect to your deepest inner knowing. It's great because we have grounding here in connection with Magenta. I think what this is happening is that once you ground yourself and you do connect to your deepest inner knowing, look up Magenta. If you happen to watch this video, just go on the internet and just type in Magenta and see what comes up. And just do like color therapy. Or just find something magenta and just soak yourself in that energy. Connect to that deeper inner knowing. And when I think of you, Cancer, I usually think about the High Priestess. And I don't know if you technically canonically rule that sign of that card, and I should know that. I feel like you do. But it's like, I think of the High Priestess, which is about intuition. So Magenta, like I said, is talking about connecting to your deeper inner knowing. Once you connect to that, you will actually be able to improve your vision. This is actually, what I'm feeling is actually preparing you, Cancer, for that when the North Node goes to your sign, you're going to demonstrate to other people the power of emotions and the power of healing your emotional body, the power that comes from learning how to waterbend and direct emotions to actually manifest. The North Node is in Leo, so we're being called into our heart space. We're being called to just love for love's sake. Sometimes that can be hard, and it requires a great amount of courage. And you're learning this. This is in your 2nd house of self-worth and self-value. So the more and more that you listen to your heart, you gain more confidence. So by the time that the North Node comes into your sign, Cancer, you're going to embody this and just act this out. This will become your personality. It'll almost become just second nature. In many ways, I like to think that Aries rules nature, like animals and all that stuff. It'll become second nature. You'll be able to improve your vision. You'll be able to move forward. You'll be able to heal your life. You'll be able to heal others simply by being you. Simply by allowing yourself to just be in the moment. And by realizing that you really can do anything that you set your mind to, Cancer. You're a very powerful sign. You know, all the cardinal signs, all the signs are powerful. They all have their they all have their powers, their superpowers. But Cancer, as far as like being a water bender, like go watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. Go watch Korra. You know, get around water too. But yeah, soak yourself in the magenta energy. Soak yourself in the indigo energy. If you're an indigo child, you're definitely going to be feeling this. This July is going to be literally a rebirth, and you're going to be feeling reinvigorated, and you're going to be feeling like you have more purpose by the end of the month. You're going to feel like you really do have a purpose here on this earth. And you're going to embrace it, because it's funny, because like Aries is like the warrior. They're the one on the front lines slashing the big monster or the orc or whatever like that. And you're like Cancer, who's chilling in the back healing everyone, sending healing spells. And sometimes people like to look at Cancer and be like, you know what? Yeah, you're the healer, whatever like that. People don't really like to look at you, so like that. People don't think you're the quarterback of the team, so to speak, or you're the striker. You're the one who tries to protect. You're the one who tries to heal, right? So you might be overlooked. You might have been feeling like you're overlooked, but this is going to be the month where you get back your power, Cancer. Because in many ways, cardinal signs, in many ways, they rule power. I like to think that cardinal signs rule power. The mutable signs rule the element itself, and then the fixed signs rule the currency. So you have this incredible power in this gift, and without you, Cancer, I have an 8th house Cancer, so I know. I have a Scorpio sun, so I get it, right? I get it. My South Node's there, so I have some past, I have a lot of experience with that energy. So, just know that you're going to be okay, Cancer. You're going to be healing. You're going to be feeling more into your power. You're going to be feeling more into, like, why you're here. And that is like, damn, I actually am worthy. I am needed, wanted. Want yourself. When you want yourself, your whole world's going to open up. That is your reading for this video, Cancer. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you would like a personal reading with me, you can follow the link in the description below to theaquarianadepts.com. And always remember, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to keep moving forward, to stay focused, and Yahoo! Smile often.